I woke up and saw her, the girl who died 10 years ago. But I felt no joy, only coldness. Leave, I told her immediately. Everything became clear. I was reborn, sent back in time before the apocalypse began. In my previous life, I gave everything to protect her: food, water, shelter. But when supplies ran out, she left me for wealthy Kirill and continued her carefree existence. Her ending was tragic. Kirill traded her for 3 cans of cola. I chose military service instead. 10 years of brutal training until I finally became a member of elite special forces. First mission: surrounded by zombies. They sent me to cover the retreat as cannon fodder. My comrades abandoned me. But I never expected that in my most vulnerable moment, the commander would stab me in the back, use my blood to attract the undead, and escape. This memory made rage boil inside me. Since heaven gave me a second chance with memories of 10 years, I will become the king of the apocalypse. No one will trample me again. Looking at my watch, I realized time was running out. Today the apocalypse begins. Soon 80% of humanity will transform into zombies, and doomsday wheels will appear. Magic crystals from zombie heads are the key to these wheels. Spin the wheel and obtain food, equipment, special potions, and skills. In this life, I must be ahead of everyone. Remembering past feelings, I warned the girl, beware of scoundrel Kirill. After saying this, I left the house without looking back, bought medicine at the pharmacy, took a taxi to the elite villas. The first doomsday wheel was supposed to appear here. But security rushed at me, shouting that outsiders have no entry. I ignored them, raised my hand and pointed to the sky. The apocalypse was only 3 minutes away. When the guards looked up, their jaws dropped. A massive interstellar ship slowly flew overhead. They pulled out their phones and started filming, not understanding the approaching danger. I used the chaos and slipped away. Headed to the location where the first wheel would appear. As soon as I entered the villa, a girl descended from the stairs asking who I was. Said to leave or she'd call the police. But before she could finish, the ship attacked Earth. Capsules with poisonous gas fell like rain and began releasing enormous amounts of toxins. People around instantly transformed into vicious zombies. Earth turned into hell. The girl came out undressed, and the end of the world began. She just opened the door when a zombie scared her to death, knocked her down and started attacking. If you don't want the girl to be eaten, leave hearts in the comments. At the critical moment I appeared, shot the zombie in the head and extracted the magic crystal. The girl hadn't caught her breath when 2 more zombies rushed at her. I immediately covered her and quickly dealt with them. She was so frightened she fell to the ground. Looking at me, she asked who I was and why I appeared in her house. I answered seriously, my name is Eugene. Don't worry, I'm not evil. I came only for the doomsday wheel. Helped her up, and she relaxed. She introduced herself and thanked me for saving her. Hearing the name Mila, I understood, I'm here for world peace. I didn't expect that the legendary 9-star warrior from my past life was her. This means she has special abilities, otherwise she wouldn't have been the strongest. In panic, Mila asked, Big brother Eugene, who were those monsters? I explained the entire situation. Learning these were zombies, Mila was shocked and couldn't believe the world truly became apocalyptic. At that moment, bright light flashed in the kitchen. I immediately ran there. As expected, the first doomsday wheel appeared. But I was surprised that on the wheel you could win enhancement elixir that instantly triples combat abilities. I explained, the wheel activates if you insert magic crystals into special slots. Mila curiously asked if I was looking for this and why the wheel appeared in her house. And how did I know about this? I was confused, because if I tell her I was reborn, she'll think I'm crazy. Quickly changed the topic, said I'd first go collect crystals, then teach her to use the wheel. Took a pitchfork and went to fight zombies. Soon collected 14 crystals, exactly enough for 2 wheel spins. Then explained to Mila how to use it. After inserting crystals, the wheel spun quickly, the arrow stopped on canned food. This was a blow, because food in the apocalypse is very valuable, but on the wheel it's the worst prize. Even Rebirth didn't change my evil fate. But Mila was delighted, couldn't believe such things could be won. I gave her the remaining 7 crystals and said, now it's your turn to spin. This is exactly what allowed me to understand who the 9-star warrior is. How lucky she is. Every day wins millions in lottery, apartments, cars. Even in the supermarket she's lucky. And I'm a complete loser. Damage is small but humiliating, so I decisively gave her the chance. Mila inserted the crystals, the wheel spun. When I saw she won an exclusion card, I was amazed. This card is very important for future draws, an artifact that increases winning chances. Since she's so lucky, I decided to use her luck to the maximum. Took the gun and prepared to hunt zombies to collect more crystals and let her help with the wheel. After I left, Mila didn't sit idle, took a knife in her left hand, a ladle in her right, went to the kitchen. It was obvious her culinary skills were unusual. Soon I returned home disappointed. In this remote area there were few people. I searched everywhere but collected only about 20 crystals. Then asked Mila if there was food. After all the hardships I was very hungry. Despite her panic state, she carefully served dark dishes, explained she was cooking for the first time. Better eat canned food. But without letting her finish, I was already eating with appetite. I always praised her culinary abilities. Hearing this, my heart beat stronger. Didn't expect she cooks so badly, yet I'm not disgusted. For me, having survived 10 years of apocalypse, this was a real delicacy. After a hearty lunch we got down to business. The lucky girl is truly incredible, twice in a row important weapons and equipment dropped. When luck was at its peak, she gave me the last chance. I quickly said I'm a loser. But without letting me finish, Mila took my hands, gently blew on them and said she's giving me luck. I blushed like a tomato. Heart was pounding. With Mila's support, I stood before the wheel again. She pulled out the exclusion card and asked if it could be used now. As soon as the card touched the wheel, it disappeared. Good card just vanished. Great. Quickly apologized for what happened. Although I said everything was fine, inside I was crying bloody tears. Started spinning the wheel and praying not to get canned food. The arrow stopped on enhancement elixir. I won the grand prize, honestly. Now I'll teach you an important skill for the apocalypse. Carefully remember the sequence. Then mixed the elixir with water, started heating, strictly controlling temperature. From one bottle you can make 2. This is real value in the apocalypse. Surplus can be exchanged for other useful things. At that moment I was distracted by sounds outside. They were approaching, and I sensed trouble. Grabbed Mila and ran to the second floor, because danger more terrible than zombies was approaching. To survive, you'll have to eat cockroaches. You writing? This girl without hesitation ate a whole bowl of soup. Turns out, apocalypse with food shortage. To not die of hunger, you'll have to eat mutant cockroach meat. One such cockroach burst into the villa. Although they're not strong in combat, they live in swarms. Where there's one, there's a whole horde. I quickly sent Mila to the room, ordered not to make noise and not come out. Drank the elixir in one gulp. Powerful force filled my body. Sudden pain throughout the body. The cockroach already jumped on me, but the next second a cold blade pierced its head. I was like a hungry tiger bursting into a flock of sheep. Mercilessly chopped, sliced. Monsters fell from one touch, limbs rained down. Soon hundreds of cockroaches were destroyed. I dramatically opened the door and said, "Now you can come out." But before I could finish, Mila threw herself into my arms. Didn't expect the future 9-star warrior had a weakness. I said, "Don't be afraid, danger has passed." In the apocalypse, tears are the most useless thing. She calmly answered, "Who said I'm crying? They stink, these insects. What to do with the corpses?" I said everything good comes by itself. Shame to throw away. If you make dried meat from them, there's enough food for a year. In the apocalypse 3 ways to get food: pre-apocalypse stockpiles, doomsday wheel, hunting mutants. Although taste isn't great, better than dying of hunger. After telling Mila how to make dried meat, I decided to search for the next wheel. Mila sadly said she'd make dried meat and enhancement potions, but begged not to leave her. Looking at her, I firmly said, "Trust me, I'll definitely return." She was a capricious star, and now pitiful and flattering. Although I mocked her, she still loved me like the first time. If she leaves for even a second, zombies will laugh. In the apocalypse, don't be a saint. But I can't stand when girls cry or are sad. I rushed to fight zombies without words. Zombies were in groups. Had to cover the girl's retreat. Quickly. She hid in a building and shouted, "Brother, retreat, fight." We climbed to upper floors. After several dozen floors her stamina noticeably decreased. At that moment a zombie grabbed her leg. I immediately lifted her, shot the zombie in the head and prepared to defeat the annoying group. Bright light illuminated the staircase. Turning around, I saw a meteor falling to Earth. But as someone reborn I understood, this wasn't a meteor, but the key to a secret shelter. Treasures of the apocalypse. They say whoever finds it can escape the apocalypse and reach a flourishing topiary. This is the treasure everyone seeks in this life. I will definitely obtain it. While I was in a stupor, a zombie suddenly attacked my treasure. I immediately delivered a left hook, sent it to the northeast with one punch. How dare you touch my treasure? Seems like the tiger doesn't roar. You take me for a sick cat? I spread my arms, grabbed the zombie by the throat, breaking its neck, quickly dealt with the pursuers. The girl behind was horrified. This man is truly strong. Would be good to always be with him. A loud voice returned the girl to reality. If you want to live, don't sit in place. Downstairs is full of zombies. You won't go there. Let's go to the roof, see if there's another exit. We went to the roof and unexpectedly saw many survivors. A blonde with a bat approached us, asked what we're doing and why we brought zombies. I quickly explained we have no evil intentions, just wanted to check if there's another way down. The blonde relaxed and said from the eastern building nearby, you can try to jump. I examined the route, maximum 5 meters, easy for me. Decided to jump from here. But at that moment the girl grabbed my clothes. I beg you, don't leave me. My sacred heart ached. I put her on my back, tied us with rope. The blonde behind smiled and said, brother, give me the backpack with the man. Big backpack definitely won't jump across. Don't worry, I'll roll it. I knew if I gave the backpack, it's like feeding a dog meat buns. I refused her kindness. The blonde got angry and said, either leave the backpack or lose your arms. I didn't give in to threats and answered with an evil smile,